Peter Parker finally feels like life is going his way. Spider-Man is loved by the people of New York, crime is down, and he's getting ready to propose to the woman he loves, Mary Jane Watson. She's now performing on Broadway, and the city's praise for Spider-Man seems to fill Peter with a confidence. Maybe even a little too much. For the first time, Peter begins to enjoy the fame, not just the responsibility. But while Peter soars high, darkness begins to creep into his life from every direction. His old friend Harry Osborn, who blames Spider-Man for his father's death, has inherited his father's goblin technology. Now transformed into the new Goblin, Harry ambushes Peter in a violent aerial chase. Peter barely survives, but Harry loses his memory in the fight, forgetting his vendetta for the time being. Their friendship, at least temporarily, is restored. Meanwhile, a meteor crashes near Central Park, carrying a black alien symbiote that silently attaches itself to Peter's motorbike. It will wait, watching and feeding off his suppressed anger until the right moment. Elsewhere, an escaped convict named Flint Marko is revealed to be the true killer of Uncle Ben, not the man Peter previously believed he'd avenged. Marko is trying to help his sick daughter, but fate is cruel. He stumbles into a particle accelerator test site and is caught in the blast. His body is fused with sand, transforming him into the Sandman, able to reshape his form at will. He becomes a tragic villain, one who doesn't want chaos, but can't stop stealing to survive. Back in Peter's world, things start falling apart. Mary Jane's play receives bad reviews, but Peter is too caught up in Spider-Man's popularity to notice. He kisses Gwen Stacy publicly while in costume, seeking applause. Mary Jane is hurt and humiliated. Their once strong relationship begins to unravel. Then, the black symbiote finally makes its move. One night, while Peter sleeps in his Spider-Man suit, the black goo fuses with him, creating a new, darker version of the suit. Sleek, powerful, and dangerous. With it, Peter feels faster, stronger, and more aggressive. The power is intoxicating. He no longer holds back. When he learns that Flint Marko is alive and responsible for Uncle Ben's death, Peter seeks him out and brutally attacks him. During a subway battle, he forces a massive flood on Sandman, believing he's killed him. This act marks a turning point. Peter starts changing, not just as Spider-Man, but as Peter Parker. He becomes arrogant, cruel, and impulsive. His relationships suffer. He argues with Mary Jane, insults Aunt May, and begins using Gwen to make MJ jealous. His descent into darkness hits its peak in one infamous moment. A jazz club scene where Peter struts through the city in full ego mode, dances with Gwen in front of Mary Jane, and starts a fight inside the club. In a sudden burst of violence, Peter accidentally hits MJ. That's when he realizes how far he's fallen. Ashamed and broken, Peter rushes to a church bell tower to rip off the symbiote. As the bell tolls, the loud sound weakens the alien substance. He tears it off in agony. But the symbiote survives, and it finds a new host, Eddie Brock, a rival photographer who Peter had recently exposed for faking Spider-Man photos. Eddie is filled with hatred. With the symbiote, he transforms into Venom, a monstrous, vengeful creature with all of Spider-Man's powers and none of his morality. Venom teams up with Sandman, who survived Peter's earlier attack, and together they plan to destroy Spider-Man once and for all. Their bait? Kidnapping Mary Jane and hanging her from a web high above a construction site, live on public broadcast. Venom wants Peter to suffer, not just physically, but emotionally. Peter knows he can't win this fight alone. Swallowing his pride, he goes to Harry and begs for help. At first, Harry refuses, still angry about his father's death and Mary Jane's confession that she once loved Peter more. But when Harry's butler reveals that Norman Osborn died by his own glider, not Spider-Man's hands, Harry realizes he's been consumed by a lie. He suits up as the new Goblin, this time to fight alongside Peter. The final battle is brutal and emotional. Peter takes on Venom while Harry battles Sandman. The two friends fight with everything they've got, trying to save Mary Jane and stop the chaos unfolding in the city. In a twist of fate, Harry sacrifices himself by jumping in front of Venom's deadly blade to save Peter's life, redeeming himself with his final breath. Peter, recalling how sound vibrations weakened the symbiote, creates a sonic trap using metal bars to tear the alien away from Eddie. Once the symbiote is separated, Peter prepares to destroy it. But Eddie, unwilling to let go of the power, dives in, and both he and the symbiote are obliterated in the explosion. After the battle, Peter confronts Sandman one last time. Marco explains that he never meant to kill Uncle Ben. It was an accident. He only wanted to help his daughter. Tired, grieving, and full of regret, Marco surrenders. And in a moment of grace, Peter forgives him, finally freeing himself from the anger that had consumed him for so long. Peter returns to Mary Jane, broken but wiser. In silence, they hold each other, knowing the road ahead won't be easy. But this time, Peter understands the truth, that being a hero means more than just stopping bad guys. It means staying true to yourself, even when the darkness threatens to take over.